We're back with another one. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have been gatekeeping. I have truly been gatekeeping, and I feel bad because I've done quite a bit of album reviews lately, and I haven't even reviewed the album that I'm actually listening to daily as I'm walking around everywhere I'm going. This album has kind of it's kind of been on repeat besides listening to the albums that I've been covering and reviewing. And I'm sorry. But Four Bats Still Shining is my favorite album right now. Shit is fucking fire. Okay. And I've been listening to Four Bats for a little bit now. I think Four Bats is so talented. I think he has a sound that is so genuinely, I don't even know the word to use, but it's so like, how do you explain someone so youthful with so much soul, but yet it's still so grimy, right? That's the biggest difference from like as artists evolve, right? You lose the grit, the grime, the just you because they make more money. They have rich people problems now. They aren't making music out of the gutter anymore, right? So you lose that. Before Bats, I've never heard somebody be so R&B, but be so like quote unquote. They'll probably call him melodic hip hop, but I call it R&B. It's very R&B. He is so good, and I'm so happy that he's given us this project because his last one was kind of meh. His last project, you can tell that he's young. This project, you can't tell he's so young. So let's talk about Still Shining by Four Bats. Too Damn Young. It's a solid first song, right? It set the tone for the album, which your first song should do on your album, right? Set the tone, such a vibe. Has, like I said, he has such original sound. And Four Bats knows who he is and the music that he makes, right? Every song sounds like they belong here, right? Cohesiveness, something that I bring up all the time with albums in my reviews. Because if not, just make a mixtape. Call it a mixtape. Don't tell me you have an album with all this label money behind it, all these writers, all these producers, all these people touching your album, and it's not cohesive. There's no way you get songs that don't belong on the album, and everybody who's touched the album said, "Yeah, this should go on there." No, don't do that. Four Bats has an album that sounds super cohesive. So let's talk about it. Too Damn Young, great song. In the Morning, love the instrumentation of the song. It was fantastic. And one thing about Four Bats as well is his voice almost sounds like an instrument. Very, very not like Young Thug, but I talk about Young Thug. I talk about a few other artists that their voices sound like instruments, and you can almost float to the voice itself, right? So In the Morning has that vibe with Four Bats that I truly like. She Ain't No Angel. It's I don't know why I haven't heard the song anywhere else, right? I don't know why I'm only hear it on the album. I don't hear like nobody using She Ain't No Angel, because this made me want to call my wife and take some down. You know what I mean? Because it almost sounds like Miguel singing. It's really one of the best songs on the album. And you listen to the lyrics and it's like, I think she ain't no angel. We know she trying to justify ways, right? How many of us have been in situations like that where it's like trying to just justify the ways and try to say that she's an no, you're not. I've seen you. I know you. I've seen you. You're not an angel. So the guy that's featured on that song is super dope. That song's a 10 out of 10. Big on You is another really good song, right? Because the album is so nostalgic of like 80s and 90s R&B. and this song is just another heater. Background, you kind of hear them crickets. I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe because I don't know what's in the studio, and I ain't gonna say a producer did something he didn't do, but it almost sounded like that Aaliyah sample in 1 in a Million, right? It's fire, whatever it was. And this is just another song where he sounds like he really sat down to give us a setting as well, right? He's speaking to us, he's bringing us into his world of who he is as a person, which you can always give artists big ups to that. So then we got Twerk Song. It's another fire song. Twerk Song's another fire song. This album in general reminds me of when Bryson Tiller dropped Trap Soul. It don't hold the same weight, right? Because Trap Soul, I feel like changed hip hop, or changed him. Trap Soul changed R&B. Like it's so crazy how we look at Trap Soul to this day as probably one of the what Trap Soul came out with 2014, maybe 2015. It might be one of the top 10 best R&B albums of the last decade, right? So don't get me wrong, I don't want to push this album up there just because I listen to it all the time, right? So let's not get things twisted. I listen to this album a lot because I really like the music, but I don't necessarily think it holds that weight of like Trap Soul. But it does remind me of when Bryson Tiller dropped Trap Soul, and we loved Trap Soul. I love Still Shining. I love this album. This album is so good. It's just nice to listen to, right? It's therapeutic. Bringing it on back to the point, the Twerk Song is just another song where it's like, it sounds so different, but it sounds so cool, right? He brought you into another one of his worlds, right? Could We Last Forever is a song where I knew, I was like, why does it sound so fire, but it don't, right? A long time ago, somebody that was covering music talks about how Keith Sweat is an overrated singer, right? I know where I heard, I think one of my buddies talks about it, but Keith Sweat, and when you think about Keith Sweat is a very overrated singer. Like what song did he really like carry vocally, right? Like not one, but his music was so good, right? Make it last forever. Like it is a good song because he sang it, and it was built in his pocket, right? So like all these songs are built in Forbat's pocket, right? So Forbats might be an overrated singer. We'll see as we continue going, but I don't care, right? I don't care how good he sings. This music is fire, right? I don't care how good he doesn't have to be fucking Chris Brown, Usher, Michael J. He don't have to be none of that. This is nice. So, I don't know if he's an elite singer, but he has a gift. This man, Forbats, has a gift that we haven't been able to clock yet. It's so good, right? But Could We Last Forever is just another good song that it's built for him. He made this song. It's built for him, and it sounds good. It's written well. It's produced well. Sonically, it sounds fantastic. I love it. 24/7. It wasn't my favorite, but it's a vibe. I don't skip it. I tell you that much. I don't skip it, but it's not my favorite. Done Sipping, elite. Because whoever Maxo Cream is, bro, my nigga, you're a demon. Okay? If you find this, you're a demon. I need his music. I need an album from Maxo Cream, bro. Nigga's a fucking freak. The beginning, the beat change, the end of the song, it really took you on a ride, and that's hard. It's hard for new artists to do that, right? So that was fucking fire. Get You Wet, sound like that 2000s Chris Brown, bruh. Like Get You Wet sound like that 2000s Chris Brown. That 2000 Chris Brown. That I wanna fuck you all the time. Like it just got that vibe. Like this nigga went nuclear with it. Like I don't know. Like you could tell, like he's so good. So we get to your typical love story. You truly hear how this kid is a product of the last 20 years of R&B, right? It sounds like Frank Ocean. It sounds like Chris Brown. It sounds like Bryson. It sounds like he sounds like all of everything we've ever known in one. not in necessarily vocally, right? Vocally, he has his own wave. I've never heard this before. I can't even clock it. Like I said, the closest I can think of is like Keith Sweat, like how because he's not vocally going crazy. It's just he just has a pocket that he sits in and it's fucking fire, right? But he sounds like the last 20 years of R&B in one, the whole album, right? And you don't know where to start when it comes to figuring out where his lane is, right? Because maybe this is just his lane. He is this, because it doesn't sound old. It does not sound old, and it doesn't sound like I talked about before. It doesn't sound old. It doesn't sound forced. It sounds like this is who he is, and this is fire. Because if this is who he is, I hope he keeps doing it, right? So then, because his music is it'll be timeless. It'll be very timeless if he just gets the right support around him. His music will continue to be timeless. I will say I wasn't really feeling that much. And off the record, the coolest thing, I don't know if anybody has ever listened to Four Bats but the way he titles his albums is pretty dope. Or not his album, but his songs. What is this? What is this? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. It's pretty. It's literally super dope. He titles his music Act 6, 7, 8, 9. That's super cool. That's very creative. Let me get to Can You. It changed the whole sound of the album. It's a cool song, but it missed the mark. I will say, for it to be a great album. It's all right. It's really hard to make 14 great songs, right? But it didn't do it for me. But I replay it. It is what it is, and then we had the Miss Walker, Let's Press Play. It's okay. The last 2 songs are okay. It's hard to give 14 straight songs of fire, right? People have interludes, blah, blah, all that stuff. So it's really hard. But yeah, there's out of 15 songs, I listened to 11 of them. Can you believe that? Out of 15, 11, no skips, continuously, straight. That's hard. His album's an 8 out of, because of replay value, because I really don't skip any songs, I gave his album probably an 8 out of 10. It's good. It's really good. And it's fresh. Like I said, it's raw. It's gritty. It's new. It sounds like an artist who is hungry still, right? So Still Shining by Four Bats is one of my favorite albums right now. I'm listening to it every day. I can't turn it off. I keep going back to it. I keep going back to fucking She Ain't No Angel by Leon with Leon Thomas. I keep going back to Done Sipping. I keep going back to Big on You. I'm big on you and I'm big on you and I'm going back to these songs. Get You Wet. I'm going back to these songs to listen to over and over and over again. So definitely, I'd say go check out Four Bats, Still Shining. It's fire. Like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Godfather. Let's go.